Zach. I'm a full-time reseller of undervalued and underappreciated goods, clothing, shoes, you name it. And this morning, I wanted to share with you my past 24 hours in sales. I have a whole host of good brands and different items I want to share with you that might help you in your reselling business to have more success out there in the wild. So follow along. So here's an overnight sale. This is a pair of youth motocross boots, and I paid $1 for these. I also bought another pair with them that were a little bigger, and I already sold them for like $70 or somewhere like that. And the reason I like motocross boots, but especially youth, is the size is smaller, and motocross boots can be really heavy. And so I have sold a few adult pairs, but often when I find the adult ones, they're really beat up. When I find the youth ones, they're often a little bit cleaner, and that might be because kids grow pretty fast, and so they may outgrow the boots before they have a chance to really put a lot of wear on them. I'm not sure. That's just kind of my own hypothesis on it. But be on the lookout for motocross boots. They're very expensive to buy brand new, and you can make some good money out of them reselling. And so to pick two pair up for $1 and then make about $100 off the two combined with the sales is pretty good for me. I like those kind of deals. I did make about $36 or $38 off of these. And again, I only paid $1 for them. So be on the lookout for motocross boots, but stick to youth so you can stay to a size that's pretty small for shipping and a weight that's manageable. I sold this Rawlings Youth baseball glove for $25 plus shipping. And the thing I like about baseball gloves is I can often source them at garage sales for very cheap, sometimes just a few bucks, maybe a little bit more if they're newer condition or a better brand. But the thing I've kind of learned about baseball gloves is to go for really great brands. Try to stick to adult if you can, and that's not to say there isn't money in youth sizes, but I really like Mizuno baseball gloves. I do buy some Nike adult baseball gloves, Nakona, some Wilson, and some Rawlings. And the key to it's just looking it up, seeing what the sell-through rate is, seeing what the average sell price is, and going from there. But baseball gloves are definitely a great pickup. I think I paid $5 for this one, so I've only had it probably a month and a half, and I was hoping to get a little bit more out of it. I did drop the price once on it, and that's only because it was youth and it was a little bit more beat up than the last one I had sold of a different brand. But be on the lookout for baseball gloves. Okay, overnight I sold this pair of Hodgman waders for $38 plus some shipping. I only paid $4 or $5 for these, but I've had them for a few months now, and I think I did drop the price just one time marginally, but I like to source things that I can find very common in my area, and we do have some world-class fly fishing waters not far from where I live, and so I'm constantly finding fishing gear, Columbia shirts, Sims shirts. I'm finding waders, I'm finding wading boots. And so those things can make you a lot of money. And oftentimes those are brands that can cost a lot of money. So if you find them used, there's a great market for people who want to buy gently used stuff like that because they just don't want to pay full price. And so this was a great sale. It's going to take a little bit of wrapping tightly to get it in a smaller box, and hopefully nobody's upset. I didn't test these waders. Hopefully they don't have a leak, but they look to be in pretty good condition. But keep an eye out for Sims waders, Caddis waders. Hodgman waders are a little more common and a little bit cheaper, but these are things that I see all the time that I buy and I can sell and source. And that's just a little tip that'll make your life easier. Focus in on the things that are prevalent in your area. Vintage toys are something I'm always on the lookout for, and a while back I had sold a glowworm that was functional. It was a lot newer than this glowworm, but there was two of these at a garage sale last week. They were kind of beat up, and I knew when I seen them as beat up as they were, I probably could get them for very little. So I went ahead and scooped them. I think I paid $1.50 or $1 for each of them, and I set them down. I was figuring I wouldn't get to them, but I ended up deciding to use a magic eraser and clean up the face of this one, and it cleaned up all right. It does have some dinginess on the fabric of the body as well as the hat, and one of the eyes has a scratch on it, so that kind of took from it, as well as the battery compartment was not present in one of the dolls, and this is the one that didn't have it, and so not being able to light it up did devalue this toy. But this is a 1982 Hasbro glowworm. Keep an eye out for these. There's all kinds of other vintage toys out there that are great to look for though. Tonka trucks, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Bratz dolls. I could go on and on. I like Star Wars myself, old Star Wars figures. There's just so many things that you can kind of geek out on if you're reselling and you're into certain things. And I really believe that you got to pick things to resell that you're passionate about, things that drive your curiosity. It'll keep your head in the game, it'll keep you interested, and it'll keep the hard days from being so hard when you can't find the things you want. But long and short, I didn't pay anything really for this. I listed it, and within 12 hours it sold for $14.95 plus some shipping. Made me kind of wish I would have listed it just for a few dollars more, but I do have the other one, and the other one is better condition. It does have the battery pack, but I don't have any C batteries to test it. So if it is functional, it's easy to get sometimes between $30 to $50 for one like this in better condition that is functional. And there's some glowworms out there that make you even better money if you can find the rare ones. So keep an eye out for vintage toys. They're worth it. Lately, I've been on the hunt for more denim, and that's just been a good solid seller for me in the last month or so, or a month or more. And I think the thing about denim I avoided was there's a lot of sizes and a lot of there's a lot of distress that can go on with some of these jeans. But if you look for really great brands, and I tend to look for thick stitch Western wear jeans because they sell and they're very popular right now, and also work utility jeans, they're very common in my area, and I know that I can source them for oftentimes $1 to $5 at garage sales, and sometimes sell them for $18 to $35 on average. And so really great brands are the key. I don't mess with any of the generic brands. I try to stick to ones that are very common. These are Cowgirl Tough, and they are like embellished with some little fake crystals on the pant leg and on the back. But thick stitch jeans is a great description I use in my keywords, and those are things that tend to help me get more views. So keep an eye out for jeans. Great brands are Ariat, Cinch, Cruel Girl, Miss Me. All of those are the type of jeans I try to find, and I do find them for pretty cheap, and I can turn around, sell them for fairly quick, and make decent money off them if they're in good condition. So I only paid $2 for these, and they did sell for $18 plus shipping. I sold this pair of Crocs women's flats for $15 and some change plus shipping. And I love selling Crocs, but I do stay away from clogs because they're just very common. And unless they have some type of rare limited edition print on them, or they're a collaboration with another outside company, I really don't like the clogs. If they are platform though, that's hot right now. And so if you can find the clogs that are platforms, those are worth some money. But I have just killed it this past summer on Crocs women's flats and women's rubber heel sandals. You name it, high heels, flats, their sandals, they just sell, and they don't sell for a lot of money, but you can usually source them for very cheap as well. And I paid $1.30 for these. I bought a lot of different women's shoes this past summer, probably 2 months back or so, at my local thrift store, and I knew that I'd probably be able to get 15, maybe 20 bucks out of these. I did lower the price on them once, but they did sell. I also had a black pair. They sold right away, probably because it was a more popular colorway. But nonetheless, look for Crocs shoes. They're always a good bet. You don't have to pay much for them, and they're still pretty popular right now. Okay, so this right here is my bread and butter. This is the brand and the item I make the most money off of and sell the most, and that's probably because I can find it around here for a good price. This is a Carart Detroit work jacket. It is duck canvas. This jacket is distressed. It has color fade, had some stains on it. I treated and did get out, but it's worn. It does have Sherpa lining. It does have an outside company's logo stitched on it, and it even has the name Kevin stitched on it. And I sold this for just shy of $70 plus a good amount of shipping. If it had been the right time of year, I could have sold this jacket for a little bit more, but we're just in early fall right now, so the price on these jackets hasn't topped out yet, and I am slowly listing jackets like this to my inventory as we speak. I've been hoarding them, I've been sourcing them and finding them, and on average, I can find a used Carhartt jacket in my area for $5 to $20, but oftentimes they're stained or they have a lot of color fade. They often do have outside company logos and names stitched on them, but they'll still sell, and that's because they're durable, they're highly sought after, and again, they're expensive to buy brand new. So keep an eye out for Carhartt. I also love their double knee canvas pants. And if you can find their double knee shorts that are vintage, they're worth a ton of money, but they're super rare. And I've been fortunate enough to find a pair of their shorts and sold them for nearly $200, and I only paid $3 for them. So Carhartt jackets are money for me. They're probably my favorite thing to sell. And again, they probably make me the most money on a consistent basis out of any other brand I sell. And that's because I can find it regularly in my area, because I live in an oil and gas rich town. So keep an eye out for those things that are always around you. That's what makes sourcing easier. Open your eyes. This here is one of my favorite things to source and resell. This is a Wrangler brush popper. It does have a graphic on it, and as well the Aztec or Southwestern design behind the graphic. I love sourcing these type of shirts. My grandfather wore Wrangler button-up pearl snap shirts when I was a kid growing up. So it's just something that hits close to home and always makes me think of him when I find a good one. And these can be worth a lot of money. So keep an eye out for the ones with graphics. They can be worth some money. Keep an eye out for ones that may have pro rodeo embroidery or any other type of embroidery, maybe a collaboration with another company. There's some cancer awareness ones that are worth a little bit of money, but the ones you really want to look for are the heavy twill canvas ones. Those are the true brush poppers. If you can find them with heavy block stripes and funky colors, if you can find them with that native tribal Southwestern Choctaw design, those are hot right now, and they can fetch you anywhere from $40 to a couple $100 if they're in good condition, if they're the right material, and they got a good design on them. So this guy here did have a scratch on the graphic and did have some wear on it. I did drop the price on it over time, and I think I've had it for about 6 months. And I think the only reason it didn't sell was just condition wasn't great on it. But I have sold one with a graphic before, and it sold for like 50 bucks. This one here, I think I did pay $4.99 for it, and I think it only sold for like 24 bucks plus shipping, and that's okay. It's still profit, and it's something that I enjoy seeking out, sourcing, and selling. So the last sale I want to share with you that this was bought late last night is a Burn work utility canvas jacket. Now, Burn's a good brand. It's definitely not Carart, but I still find knockoff work utility jackets. Some brands like Walls, Burn, Rasco, they're all out there, and those are worth some money. They're not ever as good as Carhartt is what I find, but they'll still get you some money if you use good keywords. So I'll use keywords like insulated, corduroy collar, I'll use work, utility, durable, and if they're flame resistant, that is something that can also garnish a little bit more money. So this jacket here is an adult large. It is in pretty good condition, but it does have an outside company's logo and embroidery on it, and it does have a cool United States flag sewn patch on it. This jacket though, I only made $35 off of, but I only paid $5 for it. It was something I did buy at the beginning of the summer, and it probably just didn't sell because people aren't buying heavy jackets in the middle of the summer in the Southwest. But nonetheless, my jacket sales are trending upwards. And again, this is another example of selling 2 work utility jackets in a 24-hour period, and I didn't pay anything for really either of these jackets. And so combined, the 2 jackets I'm sharing with you in this video today made me over $100, and I believe I paid $5 for each one of the jackets. So that's a pretty good turn. So keep an eye out. That's all I'm gonna share with you. I hope you like this video, and I hope you found it helpful. Watching other content creators that resell things online is what helped educate me more and empowered me to have more knowledge to make more money. So I suggest you do that, whether it's watching me or other content creators that are out there. There's a whole host of different creators that are really good, and so I suggest you do that. Empower yourself with knowledge. You're never too old to learn something new and better yourself. I'm out.